Hello guys, Wahoo here, back with another video. This time around we are doing the patch notes. Yes, patch notes. Yes, I am just as surprised as you guys. I didn't know there was going to be anything today. They said, like on the dev stream, I just saw it, and they just said, hey, we're going to show you some stuff on the PTS server. And I was like, okay, cool. Maybe they have some like small stuff they want to have us shown before we get the full patch notes for the big summer update. And I'm not only surprised about, the content of this patch, but also that we got it now. When the PTS server was going up now, I wasn't prepared for doing that at all. If you saw my earlier video talking about the drops and stuff like that, I've been on camp with the kids and stuff like that, so if my voice is not 100%, I'm very sorry, but I want to bring you guys this information as soon as possible. And we got a lot to talk about. The patch notes link is in the description. Don't worry, it says 2017 up here. That is because the forums are still down, and I don't think ever they're coming back up. It's been like a year and a half now, or at least a year or something like that. But it has been a long time. But they're using some old website format or something like that. That's why it says January 1st, 2017. It's going to be that every single time. Just want to mention it because maybe there's somebody confused and like, this is 2017. Yeah, but we never have had this before. It's called Sunrise. So our predictions or the teaser we got around what the actually update was going to be is something with do with sun. But the thing is, I'm very surprised that we're getting a new class. That was just something I predicted at all. I am not 100% sold on it. We are getting some stuff. Spoiler alert: we are getting U11 or Uber 11 for all difficulties. Or when I say all difficulties, U11 is difficulty. I mean, like for all zones and like both prime worlds, not only for Geo topside, but we also getting U11 there. So every world is gonna be on the same par. So we're gonna get U10 and U11 for all the other worlds, prime worlds and stuff like that. So we're basically getting everything the same. And also, again, spoiler alert, we are gonna get crystal gems. I probably put it in the title so you guys clickbait on it, right? Getting into it. But I didn't see us getting a new class. I feel like this might be the best of both worlds, because I was like looking for a patch, as I said in my idea video way back. I want in-game. I really wasn't looking for a new class because we got one last year with the Bart. I know it's a year ago, but I could like Trove still. There's a lot of people coming into the game that has to unlock all the classes. I unlocked, of course, Bart at the beginning, right? So it's not really new to me anymore. But I could go with the Bart as a new class for another year if we saw just a major update to basically the worlds, the difficulty, the end game, and stuff like that. And sort of we did that with this. I don't know still if it's enough for a challenge, but I guess it's somewhere down. Like some people wanted a new class, some people just wanted more difficulties or whatever, and I guess maybe this is the nice middle ground for all of that. But I was very surprised to see a new class. I don't like when we are getting, or we got a class last year, now we're getting a class this year. Maybe people expect to get a new class next year, and then when they don't get it because they're expecting it, people are gonna get upset because they were used to getting a class every year and stuff like that. So I don't want something to be super predictable in Trove. It's nice with some stuff being predictable, but like the cycle we kind of have where it's like a big update, then a small update, big update, small update, so on and so on, right? I like that sort of format, but I don't think we should be expecting a class every single year. But since we got 2 years in a row, maybe people are gonna expect a class next year. Oh, is this gonna be a new class, right? It's like, oh yeah, give us something new. Oh, it's gonna be a new class, right? I can hear what people are talking about and saying and all that stuff. But that's a long rant on something you guys didn't click the video on. So let's jump into the patch notes itself. You probably already down there clicked them anyways from there. But as they said, they talked about bringing us a new biome, so that's really nice. New biome is, of course, really great. It's a really nice biome. It's very, what is it called? Like, not difficult, but like interluded, if you know what I mean. There's more to it than just, hey, these are new dungeons. This is a new, like, there's more, actually more layers to it actually. So it's a lot more inventive than usually the biomes we are used to and stuff like that. And of course we are getting the new class, the Solarion. So I'm just gonna call it the new Soul or something like that. The Soul class or whatever, but it is called Solarion. But yeah, the Solarion class, and you probably can guess what it's all about. It's all about sun, you know, and all that. Actually, the SOL is actually how you spell sun in Danish, if you didn't know. Just getting educated. And then, of course, he said Uber 11 for all those. And it says to challenge everyone. I don't know if we, you know, with maxed out classes and stuff like that, it's going to be that difficult to Uber 11 because U10 is not that crazy. You know, it is a 20,000 power rank, you know, requirement, but we're getting into the 40,000 class stuff now with classes and stuff like that because of, you know, the gems we're getting and stuff like that. So we're getting to 40,000. So that's double of what it required. So maxed out classes, I don't think they're going to have the biggest of issues with this here challenge. And then, like I said, crystal gems as well. And as you can see, they don't want to throw all that hard effort away. We talked about this a bunch of times. I think they went with the. I don't think it's the greatest decision. I don't think it's it's the worst decision, but it's a nice middle ground again. I think because I was worried that they were gonna throw it all away. I was sort of preparing myself for like throwing all the stellars away and stuff like that, starting all over. But I feel like they catered mostly to the people that has invested most time in the game, right? Like, we'll talk about that when we get to the crystal gems, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of talk all about like that in the beginning here. So of course I made timestamps so you guys can skip ahead if you guys wanted to not listen to the whole rant in the beginning and sort of all this stuff here. And of course I will make a video also showing this off on the PTS server because it might be more you know, hands-on way of like kind of understanding what's going on if you got it on your screen instead of just a bunch of text, right? But let's jump into the class. The first class is called the Solarion, and it's a sort of, I'm not gonna go over every ability. I'll do that on the PTS server as well because like this is just a bunch of text and stuff like that. But it does have like a Phoenix pet that sort of help it, but the point of this class is basically damage over time. And there's actually a gem that's very underused, which actually applies damage over time effects. So I haven't tried it out, but maybe that will work. We'll see that when it comes out and stuff like that. Make a build guide as always. But if that, you know, works, you can sort of bypass all the abilities and just make it sort of, in my mind at least, make it like an auto attack character. Because right now, I'll show you guys, of course, also on the BTS server, but basically, it is a bow character, so we're going back to bows. Pretty cool, actually, going back to bows. But it's basically all about, it doesn't have any energy regen. You basically get that when you apply a damage over time, and then you can use your ultimate. It seems sort of very stationary, and also sort of clunky in a way. Also the same thing with the Pillar of Light, the second ability here. It basically put a pillar and it like sort of erupts, and that does damage over time, and then that applies, you know, you're getting basically energy regen out of that, and then yeah, that basically works with all of that. The base attacks basically can transform from one arrow to like, I think, I don't know, 7 arrows, 8 arrows or so. You can see it on your bar and makes a lot of sense when we get into the game. But basically when you apply these damage over time effects, you're gonna gain not only, you know, energy regen for your you know, ultimate, but also of course for you know, getting more arrows. And then when you just auto attack, basically you use these arrows up, and then it becomes more of a single target. So yeah, I don't see this class becoming like a top tier. You know, damage numbers might be off the roof, through the roof on the PTS server, because you know, that's sort of always what it sort of is on the PTS server. I feel like they're a bit better at balancing it on the PTS server, but it happens time and time again that it, you know, does a lot more damage than it actually should be doing on PTS, and they'll fix that before it hits live as usually. But I don't think we're gonna see anything big coming out of this. This also reminds me I do have to make a new tier list as well to place this this class somewhere in there. But I guess we will see that when we get to that. But yeah, and then of course there's also a bunch of subclass. What it does basically down here, basically explosion dealing 100 damage. But I'm pretty sure that this is not good enough to kick out the Knight as the best subclass. I don't think there's a big change. There is a lot of changes to the different subclasses. We're gonna look at that also when we get to that part. But I don't think it's gonna be a biggest changes. Andrew did say on the live stream for the devs right here tonight that he does like the meta change and stuff like that, and maybe the subclasses are going to be a little bit more into that, but subclasses are not that defining as I feel like they should be in some ways. But that's the class, basically apply a bunch of damage over time. If the gem works, it's going to be a must for that class. Other than that, there's not really much to it. Enough with this class, let's move on to the next part. Alright, so the next part is, of course, the upland, the southern uplands, the sun uplands. I think I'm just going to call them the sun uplands, or the sunlands, I guess. It seems much better in my mind. And there's a lot of additions right here. There's a lot of text, and I'm not going to go over all of this. I'm sorry if you guys were like, oh my god, it's going to... No, I'm not going to go all over all of these right here because it's very similar to everything else. But there's some new materials, of course. There's some new... there's 2 layers to it. That's mainly the thing. You see that in the in-game, right? There's actually dungeons with arrows on the map. I didn't know what that was, but basically, since there's 2 layers, there's basically a very pretty layer, and then there's like the underground, if that makes any sense, right? And then the dungeon icons basically have an arrow down or an arrow up. And if it has an arrow up, that means it's on the top layer. So if you're like running around on the bottom layer and can't see where the frick is this dungeon, right? It means, of course, it's up because there's an up arrow on it. And then, of course, down. Yeah, you know, it's gonna be down. So I was just sort of weirded out because, of course, the other biomes didn't have that. So it's like, why is these have these arrows? Basically, it just means that one is up and one is down. So, of course, there's a lot of smaller things to this biome. I think you guys should go, you know, you will figure it out as you go into the biome and try it out and stuff like that. But there's nothing specific crazy I want to talk about with the biome. It's sort of just an experience, I guess, with it, other than there's going to be a bunch of new materials. Of course, all that materials, the new materials is of course going to be for you crafting the new class, because that's always what they do, you know, so people don't stack up on a bunch of old materials, then they can just go ahead and craft it right away. So everybody basically start at the same place, and you don't just stack up on materials and stuff like that. So yeah, this is the uplands, and I'll of course show you guys this, of course, also in the other PTS gameplay video that we will do as well. So that was the new biome. Let's move on to some gems. All right, we got some gems. As you can see now, crystal gems can be found in Uber 11 worlds, so it's a world, so it's all the worlds and stuff like that, and have a maximum of level 30. And this is where I feel like they, I think it was great that they like made sort of some sort of conversion over from like people that had maxed it out. But basically what they're doing here is that they're taking the stellar gem and converting it like 1-to-1. And when I mean 1-to-1 is like it's gonna be a copy of that level 25 stellar gem, and then you are basically going to pay either 1,500 credits if you want to do that, or 15,000 qubits. Qubits are the one you get from your starboard every single day. So yes, if you don't have a lot of these stacked up, which I'm really happy that I have, because I have stacked up a bunch of these. You know, I've just had them lying around. You can really not use them for anything when you bought everything in the store. Of course, you can buy, regeminators, or you can buy what is it called, the dim box booster boxes and stuff like that. But they sort of just, you accumulate so many, and you're also going to accumulate a lot of these, even though maybe you have a stacked up a lot of these. So of course you can use it for credits. I think 1,500 credits is insane amount compared to sure, yes, 15,000 is going to take you quite a while. But when we have double starboard, for example, that's 7 7 days with at least 1,000, right? The first, if you're not using Patreon, if you're using Patreon, you're gonna get this even like 3 times as fast, right? You can actually, if you have Patreon for a week, you know, with double star bar, you are actually going to get maybe 3 or 4 upgrades or whatever, right? With the others, you know, extra when you do the star bar completely for all the stages. But like just the first one without Patreon, that's 1,000 just for the first stage. That's 1,000 for the first one. So that's 7,000 of these just for doing the first star bar every single like day, and then of course a little bit extra. So I think you can get one of these in a week, you know, if that's it. If you do the double star bar, if you're playing the double star bar week and stuff like that and getting all the things done right, I think you can get this in a sort of a week. And if you are again patron, you will get this even faster. But I think this is a little bit steep. I think this is like maybe 1,000 too much, I would say. But yeah, again, you are not losing out on anything. As you can see here, converts their power, retain their power. The gem converted this way is simply becoming immediately becoming a level 25 crystal gem. It remains its stats bump, so you don't have to move stats around either. Basically, it's a complete copy of your level 25, you know, stellar gem, and then you got it to, of course, to level 25 crystal gem, basically. So that's why I feel like it, when I talked about it earlier, is that I feel like it's, yes, it is 1,500, you know, credits or the qubits, and that's a pretty steep price still. That's not some easy task, but I still feel like it's a little bit too many levels for my taste. Like I feel like we should have gone down to 20 maybe, and still retaining the bumps and the perfect stats and stuff. But I feel like a 1-to-1 copy is a little bit steep, and then they could have changed the price a little bit. But yeah, yes, you do have to level it 5 levels up to level 30, but that's not going to be the biggest of deals. That's really not going to be hard getting 5 levels up there, you know, especially for people that have, you know, perfect gems on all their characters and stuff like that. They have stacked up a bunch of dust, a bunch of other things and stuff like that. This is going to be a breeze for basically for these people. And I don't think that that's wrong. That is a breeze for these people. But as I said in my video when I was talking about, I was teasing this, I was talking about, yes, it's great that your people don't lose their, you know, time they invested into the game. Of course, that's super great, because if people lose that time they invested, they're going to quit the game. I don't want people to do that either. But the backside of that, or the other side of that, is that if you basically give people the whole update where they just have to push a button basically, and then they're basically done with the update, people are still gonna get mad, because there is not gonna be anything for them to farm. Sure, there's gonna be a few things here, but like I said, I'm pretty sure that these people that are really, you know, maxed out, they're gonna grind their butts out of now basically, because they know what's gonna happen. So they're just gonna be prepared, and they're gonna be finished with the update, not maybe the first day, or maybe actually, you know, like the first week or so, and then like an update we've been waiting for like 2 or 3 months for is going to be done in a week, and then it could be like, okay, what's the next thing, right? What's going to happen next? You know, what are we going to see? You know, and then people are going to get mad, because it's going to say, hey, Trove doesn't have any content, right? And you know, I know you can't make everybody happy, I know, but I'm just saying, it's not a, you know, maybe people that are invested a lot of time in this is gonna be, yeah, this is great. Okay, but one thing I do want to say with this is that the Shores of Everdark now, the U8 version, you know, there's a U9 version and a U8 of the Shores of Everdark where you get your class gems. There's actually gonna be a difference now. Going to U8 is only gonna give you Radiant or Stellar ones, but if you go 9, you are guaranteed to get Crystal ones. So basically, don't ever go 8. Always go 9 if you can, of course, but always go 9 basically. Uber 11 worlds, of course, you know, we got all these, and one thing that's super great with this is that Crystal 4 gear now drops from you know, 5-star dungeons in Uber 11, so basically you don't have to also Prime worlds, it says here, so you can actually, I think this might be, oh, there's some 5-star dungeons, I guess. I haven't checked that out, but we'll see what that is. But At least you could get Crystal 4 gear outside of Crystal 4 gear outside of Delve now, so you can just sort of go there instead of you have to go into to Delve. There's not going to be a new tier of torches. There's going to be the same torches. I think that's great because I don't want to do torches as well. So let's move on to the subclass changes. I'm not going to talk much about it. I'm just going to find basically there's just added, you can see for Boomer, for example, I can say this as well. Boomer is not going to be the next rework. That's Andrew said that, but we'll see what that is. But they just added more, I guess levels to it. The same thing here, just up the stats. I just want to see about the best ones, which is not these. Oh, here we go. Okay, so the Knight subclass now additionally grants a shield that spawned at low health. Whoa, okay. Increased the mount speed while running at low. Oh, so they took out the... they might have taken out... We have to see that on the PTS server. This is just additionally grants a shield, so they might have taken out the... the flash changes. They might have done that. They might have taken that out. Then this might still be great for just the movement speed, but and because the flash charges, sure, it's good, but yeah, that is very interesting. That is very, very interesting. They definitely know about this, that everybody uses the Knight subclass. So they might just be watching many of these videos, might not be. So yeah, I guess there's not much to talk about. They just made more levels, a level 35 level and a 40 level power rank. That's why I'm saying we are gonna get to the power rank level 40. I don't know what the power rank max is gonna be now, but we are definitely gonna get some more here, and also adjusted for more efficiency. So maybe we'll still I think they would have set the flash stuff in here if there was. So yeah, that was the subclass. It's very interesting. Let's move on to some other stuff. And that's of course a store update. So now found in the gym tab. I couldn't find these in the gym tab. Please note that there's art still for these players who are currently cosplaying as Regiminators. Okay, so you can't see these right now, and I tried to look at them. And then there's a few packs. There's a pack that unlocks the class itself with a costume as well, and an ally for 1500 credits. That's a nice, that is a nice price for this actually, because I can see here there's 3 different ones. There's also the Amber one that unlocks the class with the Phoenix, an ally, and mount. Okay, so also the legendary tomes. Okay, so there's also a legendary tome in there as well with this one. And then in the 5000 one there is there both tomes here? Yeah, there's 2 different tomes in them. That's why. Oh, there's a normal tome. I thought it was a legendary tome as well. The weekly tome and the repeatable one. I think this is the repeatable one when they mean normal one as well. That's a 5000. But there's at least 3 different packs basically. I would say this is pretty cheap. This is I'd rather pay these 1500 for the class and the ally than I would do the other one. And I think this is like a nice middle ground for people that want a little bit more, and this is for a little bit more of the big spenders, basically getting a little bit more out of it. So I think this is a great compromise. Because this was like what we were used to, getting these 2 packs, and now we're getting basically just unlocking the class, really not giving you much other than unlocking the class. I might be interested in this one or this one. Definitely maybe not gonna look at this one because I do want to unlock the class right away, but we will do the additional updates as well, because there's actually a Paragon leaderboard added, and it's going to be a weekly one, resetting every single week though under the what's it called, contest tab. But basically why I'm mentioning this is because that this was actually something that was in my idea video. It was from ProcChamp as well. If you remember ProcChamp, he was I'm not sure if he's actually #1 anymore on the mastery. He used to be, at least. He might have taken a break or something like that. But there was his idea, and then I said, hey, can I put this in my, idea video? And I wanted to credit him as well. So now it's actually in the game as well. And it actually has rewards that could actually be pretty beneficial if you're, leveling up paragons and stuff like that. So this is actually going to be pretty nice to do as well. And nice for those people that actually, burn through experience every single week and stuff like that. And it still get reset, and see those experiences. Now they can actually get rewarded for that. And then there's some additional, basically, updates, but not something super crazy, anything like that. But that was the patch notes. It's about a half an hour video, I know, but I did rant a little bit too much in the beginning. But timestamps, so you guys can just go to the thing you wanted to know mostly about. But it's probably going to make most sense when we get into the game, because it's more hands-on, I guess, more graspable, I don't know, and just more understandable. But yeah, I have to get to that one, because before my voice completely disappears, I got to do that one as well. So that will also be linked in the description, so you both link to both of them. So hey, if you went to the other one, hey, you come back to this one. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this one, and I'll see you guys in the PTS gameplay video.